setback for the Indian government in the international arbitration with Vodafone. India's plea to change the presiding arbitrator has been rejected. Ashmit Kumar joins us now with the details. Ashmit, why did India want to change the presiding arbitrator? And this is an embarrassment for the government, is it not?
Well, it would appear so because India, quite unexpectedly, in fact, this was a development which had taken various legal eagles with a little bit of a shock, with the government raising questions about the presiding officer itself. What's important here are two questions. First, it's not between the two sides that they agreed upon this party. In fact, it was the ICJ, the International Court of Justice itself, which had appointed Justice Berman for presiding over this issue. And furthermore, what's important is that both the parties have appointed arbitrators from countries other than the nationalities, their own nationalities. The Indian government has appointed a Costa Rican lawyer, Rodrigo Ormuno, whereas Vodafone has appointed a Canadian lawyer by the name of Fortier. Now, what's crucial here is that the argument that the Indian government had raised is there is a conflict of interest, arguing that he is of a British nationality. Berman, Sir Berman, is a British national and hence would be prejudiced, would be conflicted in his decision making while arbitrating, while presiding over the arbitration between Vodafone, a British company, as well as the Indian government. Now, those concerns of the Indian government have been set aside, have been dismissed. What that effectively means is that the Indian government will have to go back to the drawing board, will have to argue this arbitration before the same presiding officer. So towards that end, yes, it would be embarrassing for the Indian government after the Indian government's move. What's also important here is that the arbitration, from what it seems, does have the green signal now to move forward. The Indian parties as well as Vodafone have appointed both their arbitrators. The concerns of the Indian government have been set aside. The presiding officer is in place. So nearly after 2 years of the arbitration being invoked by Vodafone, now we understand that the arbitration will proceed. What's also important to point out that the government throughout has maintained that this is not an arbitrable dispute and that its own participation in this arbitration does not prejudice its own position when it argues that this is not an arbitrable dispute. So the government remaining firm on its position, but nonetheless, the arbitration, what we understand, is likely to move forward now. Back to you.